every Kale broker receives a personalized website, should they want one. Of course, if you already have one and you're happy with it, that's great. But if you don't have one, we will provide one for you for no additional cost. Actually, the only cost that you may want to incur would be purchasing a domain for a couple of dollars a year with your own specific vanity URL. But we're going to create the website. We can, of course, sync those up, but you don't even have to do that. We're going to incur the cost of building the website and maintaining it. Let me talk a little bit about what the website does, because there's two components. There's a front end and a back end. Front end is what the public sees. We'll call that the public-facing version. So if you wanted to choose, djloveschicagorealestate.com, that's the front end portion, because you could, of course, market that to your clients. Now, that is a fully customizable, templated website, and it's got a lot of neat features in it. Number one, you can customize most of the elements of it. So the look, the feel, you can, of course, put all of your biography information, as well as your photos of yourself, and really write a lot of content. You can create blog posts and make it really yours. Also, on every one of those pages, there is an MLS search built right in. And traditionally, if you've ever built a broker website before, you would go out and obtain what's called an IDX broker feed. It's a data feed from the MLS, which usually costs a substantial monthly fee to be able to have clients search the MLS from your site. We're absorbing that cost, and your clients can actually literally search the MLS right from your website. So it's a really exciting front end. The back end, though, I think is a lot more interesting for the broker themselves, because it's a fully featured CRM. Customer relationship management tool. So it is where you can schedule all of your activities, you can upload leads, contacts, past clients, and create actionable items for them, phone calls, physical meetings, text messages. Also, you can schedule all of your social media posts. So if you, for example, every time you get a new listing, if you like to send out a tweet, a Facebook status update, or LinkedIn, for example, you could also submit you can do all of that and schedule it in advance through the backend system. Here's one neat feature. Please indulge me for a moment while I explain, because I think it's really kind of a neat idea. Certainly something to talk about in a listing presentation if you're trying to win over a seller. So what the system will do every time you get a listing is it will build its own website specific to that exact listing. And what you could, so it will automatically do that. It actually scrubs the MLS every single day, looks for new listings for you, and if it finds one, it'll just instantly create this private website. Well, here's what you can do with that. So if on your for sale signs, you have the ability to put a text code. So there is a phone number that's assigned to you that is for text code purposes, and here's how it works. So what you could do is go into your back end of this system, say I just got a new listing, so the website's built. Now I want to drive people to that website. And we're going to talk specifically about foot traffic. So somebody walking by the property. So you can create a text code. So just for example, and the text code can be anything. You go in to the back end of the system and say, I'd like to create the word DJ to this phone number that's assigned to. So then you put that on the sign, you just add it as a rider to your physical sign. So somebody walks by and maybe they see the for sale sign, they have interest in the property. Then they say, oh, if I text DJ to that particular number, I'll get information. So they instantly send that text out, instantly get that back, that mobile-friendly website that's instantly been created for that property. So they can see all the photos. Of course, it pulls all the data from the MLS, which you can of course, customize, but there is all the information. Now, at the same time, we want you as the broker to get notified, of course, of the person who's showing interest, right? So you actually get texted as well with that person's phone number. But there's an even sort of third function that happens while we're in the middle of sending these text messages. The system wants to figure out who is that person who just texted in. All we have is their phone number at that moment, and we also know their mobile carrier. But that's all we know. We don't know their name, we don't know their email, and we don't know anything about them. So what the system does is it takes that phone number and it queries it against various social media databases. For example, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, various public record email databases, phone number databases, name databases. And if it can positively ID that phone number to a person, and it only does it if it's confident that it's the right information, it pulls all of that data into the back end of your system. And it all happens within a few seconds. So the person walks by the property, texts in to get information, then we take that phone number and it just starts trying to find out who the person is. Within a few seconds, you've gotten a text and also an email too, saying, hey, this person is showing interest, with a link. And you tap on that link, it goes right into your back-end system and says, oh, well, that was John, and here's John's Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and here's John's, email address, for example, and phone number. Now, I don't know that you'd necessarily pick up the phone right away and say, hi, John, I saw you were in front of my property, but at least it gives you, as the broker, more information about who's checking out your property. Now, think about this. You can talk about this when you're doing your listing presentation. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Owner, let me show you what I can do for you. And you can actually build these things in advance and say, let's walk through a scenario where somebody walks by the property and shows interest. So you can actually demonstrate this, which will definitely put you above and beyond what most brokers are willing to do for their sellers. So one last thing that the system does is email marketing functionality. So do you like consistently dripping emails on your leads, your clients, your prospects? Of course, you absolutely should do that. But instead of having to pay a service to do that, you now have that exact functionality, which many people pay for, included in the back end of this website CRM. So you can literally load in lists and put people on various drip campaigns where they receive an email as often as, of course, you would like. You can also send out what we call blasts, which would be, there's a holiday coming up and maybe you want to send a recipe out or whatever communication that you'd like. It is one of the most powerful systems that I've seen, and we're extremely excited and proud to offer it to our brokers. We hope you take advantage of it. And again, there's no additional cost. It's absolutely just included in one of the benefits of being a Kale broker. Thank you.